Hello, this is Todd Wall from Aquatongue Media, and I wanted to review an article that I thought was pretty interesting. The title is Monster Trains More Than 3 Miles Long Have Become Traffic Jam Nightmares in Texas. And so, actually, I have experience living near railroad crossings, and I have experience having instances where trains have basically been crossing, and obviously you're stuck in traffic and this causes traffic jams. In some instances, I've been one unfortunate instance, the train actually stopped. I don't know what the reason was. So essentially, it wasn't even moving, and then it becomes a traffic nightmare. People trying to turn around and find some alternate route to avoid the traffic jam. So in advance, I have sympathy for people who are affected by this. So the article begins. Texas freight trains have become a problem when they cross busy roadways, with some trains now 3 miles or longer in length. That's incredible. Places like Pleasantville, Texas, often see traffic waiting up to 7 minutes for them to pass. The town is near rail yards run by Union Pacific. It says the monster trains are a way to make higher profits because they can haul more goods with less locomotives and less crew. Inherently, there's nothing wrong with trying to run more efficiently. There are no federal limits on train length, which is surprising to me, though regulators are reviewing the issue. Over a dozen states, including Texas, have proposed limiting trains to 1.6 miles, but they can't enforce these laws due to interstate commerce rules. So basically, these states would like to basically limit train lengths, but because trains go from one state to another, they don't have the authority. They don't have the authority to do so, nor would they have the ability to enforce it. And if you could look at this little graph here, it shows reported crossings occupied by train, and they show it by state, and Texas is way in front. I guess part of that is due to the fact that Texas is large. I think part of it is due to the fact that Texas has a lot of industry, a lot of very active industry, more than other states. I think that's part of it, and I think it could be due to might be a little bit more lax in Texas. There might be some rules around, how train crossings are placed relative to roads that it's different in other states. But in any event, Texas, this problem clearly affects Texas more than any other state. So the article continues, Union Pacific, the top source of blocked train crossing complaints, runs trains up to 3.8 miles. Last quarter, its average train length was 1.8 miles, up from 1.3 miles in 2018. So that's a pretty substantial increase in less than a decade. The Wall Street Journal article reports that long trains move slowly, causing longer waits for drivers, and when they stop, it worsens. Like I said, I've experienced this before. School buses, ambulances, and fire trucks face delays, while pedestrians and cyclists sometimes risk their lives by crossing between train cars. In July, a 27-year-old woman in Texas died doing so when the train started moving. Texas leads the nation in blocked rail crossings with over 8,000 reports in the past year compared to 1,600 in Illinois. That was the graph that we looked at. Rising population and container traffic from Gulf Coast ports have made block crossings more common in Texas. Anytime a train operates through a community, whether it's 3,000 feet long or whether it's 10,000 feet long, you know you're going to impact roadways, the communities, commented Jim Vena, chief executive of Union Pacific, which is kind of a blasé comment it's kind of a whatever matter of fact comment from the person who's running the company or one of the companies that's causing this kind of impact. You would think, I'm sure there's another statement somewhere else, but it's kind of a matter of fact, pretty cold kind of statement. Railroads also argue that long trains help reduce greenhouse gas emissions, while labor unions claim they increase safety risks and threaten jobs. Well, of course, the unions are going to want shorter trains because there's probably some efficiency to having longer trains, which results in reduced labor needs. A 3-mile train moving at 25 miles an hour takes about 7 minutes and 12 seconds, very precise number, to clear a crossing. See, if I wrote that, I would just say around 7 minutes or slightly greater than 7 minutes. But 7 minutes, 12 seconds. It takes that long plus 20 seconds for the gate warning. Ramon Rios has a special needs son with a service driver, sometimes calls to tell him trains are delaying his ride home. But if you get caught right at the train tracks and you've got traffic behind you, you can't get out, the 7-year-old said. The article continues, I asked where he stopped, and I say, yeah, I know exactly where you're at, he told the Journal. You've got to wait for the train to go by, and if it's hot, it definitely sucks. Sure does. Letitia Plummer, a Houston City Council member, concluded people can't get to work on time in the mornings or get back to home in the evenings. And now our babies are crawling underneath the trains to cross the railroad tracks. That's a weird statement. What babies? Someone got killed, which is obviously unfortunate, but I think to say the babies are crawling under the train seems a little bit melodramatic or a little bit over the top. But in any event, I think they need to. I think the government does need to look at that and potentially limit train lengths. But what do you think? I would love to hear your comments in the comment section below. Please don't forget to like the video and to subscribe to my channel. And I thank everyone for their time. And I look forward to speaking to you next time. Take care.